Okay, so let's get into this. Farm work. It's just incredibly tough, physically demanding, often really harsh conditions, and, well, finding good labor. That's a massive headache for farmers everywhere right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's a constant struggle. And for ages, farm tech innovation really meant these enormous, super specialized machines. Great if you have thousands of acres of one crop, maybe.
But not for the smaller guys, right? The ones growing diverse things, needing flexibility. They were kind of left out of that whole automation wave.
Totally. The cost, the lack of flexibility,
Mhm.
just real barriers. I mean, think about it. The sources mention large farms spending, what, an average of $500,000 on automation back in 2022.
$100,000. Yeah, that's
Gross.
completely out of reach for most smaller mid-size operations, especially those doing specialty crops.
Ex-
But, okay, this is where it gets interesting, based on what we're looking at today. There's a shift happening. We're actually seeing robotics, AI, starting to become, well, accessible for these very farms. And a big indicator, maybe, is this company Farming out in California. They just closed a $10 million funding round.
Hmm. Significant funding.
So for this deep dive, we really want to unpack what Farming is doing differently. How are they making this work for smaller growers using the info you've gathered?
Right. And maybe the place to start is the robot itself. It's called the Amiga. And the specs are, well, they're pretty striking. It's light, only 320 pounds.
300 pounds. Okay, that's not massive.
Not at all. And the price just under $13,000.
Whoa, okay. Under 30K. Compared to that 500,000 figure we just mentioned, that's a different world entirely.
It really is. It signals right away they're aiming at a completely different segment of the market, one that's been underserved by robotics folks.
So it's not just cheaper. It implies a different approach altogether.
Exactly. It's baked into the design philosophy. The CEO, Ethan Rubley, calls it a modular system.
Yeah.
And the CTO, Claire Delaunay, she put it really nicely, I thought. She said it's like Legos for our farm customers.
Legos. Okay, I get that. So does that literally mean a farmer can, like, snap different tools or software bits on and off depending on the job for that day?
That's precisely the idea. And that hits right at the challenge you mentioned earlier, the sheer variety of tasks on smaller farms.
Yeah.
Instead of needing one machine just for weeding, another just for planting, the Amiga is this base platform you can adapt.
Right.
The sources list things it can already do: prepping soil, planting, helping with harvest, general crop care, weeding, spreading compost, even collecting data while it works.
Data collection too. So it's
Mhm.
versatile, but what's the actual, like, impact for a farm dealing with those labor issues?
Yeah, this is the powerful part. It just lowers that barrier to entry so much for small and mid-sized farms, helps them cope with the labor shortages, the high costs, makes them more nimble. There was one customer study mentioned that's pretty amazing. It showed they cut weekly labor hours by 50 to 80%.
50 to 80%. Wait, on specific tasks.
Yeah, tasks like seeding, weeding, and spreading compost using the Amiga.
That's potentially game-changing for a farm's bottom line, isn't it?
Yeah,
And this ties into making it usable, right? Not just for tech wizards.
exactly. The whole philosophy is accessibility. It's designed so pretty much anyone on the farm crew can operate it. And Delaunay made an interesting point about building collaborative AI interfaces.
Collaborative AI, what does that mean exactly? Different from just fully autonomous hands-off robots.
Yeah, it's a really important distinction, especially for farming. Think about it. Farm conditions are always changing, right? Soil's different here versus there. The weather shifts. Plants don't always grow predictably. A fully autonomous system needs to handle every possible curveball perfectly. That's incredibly hard.
Okay.
Collaborative AI, though, means the software is designed assuming a human, the farmer, is still in the loop, making key decisions, watching over things, maybe guiding the robot.
Ah, so it works with the farmer.
Precisely. It fits how farming actually works in the real, messy world. It makes the tech more practical, more reliable day to day. It actually changes how you even develop the software.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about augmenting the farmer, not just replacing them, and it's built for the reality on the ground. And it sounds like they're building more than just tech. There's a community aspect, working with students, open sourcing data.
Yes, that seems key too. Working with high schoolers, community colleges, the Farm Robotics Challenge, sharing data with Western growers. It helps speed up development, finding new uses, getting it tested across different farms. It sort of democratizes the innovation itself.
Okay, so back to the money. They got this $10 million. What's the plan? Where does that funding go now?
Well, according to the COO, Brendan Dowdle, it's about maturing the company overall. Scaling up production, they have a plant in Watsonville, California, building out customer support, creating what they call a go-to-market machine, basically getting the robots out there efficiently and making sure farmers succeed.
Right, the whole support system.
And of course, continuing to iterate on the robot itself, adding more modules, tackling more farm tasks.
So definitely moving beyond the prototype phase.
Yeah.
This is about getting the Amiga platform really established for that small and mid-sized farm market. I think the clear takeaway here is, robotics and automation, they aren't just for the huge agricultural giants anymore.
Definitely not.
Companies like farming are proving you can build affordable, adaptable tools that really work for smaller farms, tackling those big pain points like labor and costs head on.
And it's that modular, accessible design. It changes who even gets to participate in advanced ag tech.
Absolutely. Which leads to a final thought for you listening. If you consider this kind of modular approach, this human-in-the-loop tech like the Amiga, how might that actually change the nature of farm work itself? And what does the farmer's role look like in, say, 5 or 10 years? Something to chew on.